Hello and thanks for joining me for some more Planet Crafter on Planet Humble. We are picking up shortly after where we finished off in the last episode. I did do a little bit of running around and replaced all of our T1 ore collectors, or ore extractors rather, with the T2s. And we have shifted over past the tree stage. Now, we don't have any tree seeds just yet, and we're on our way into insects. I think what we're going to do today is we're going to start building our proper base, because all this is just temporary. Let me see. Got in here. Let's grab some stuff. All right, what do we need for this? Iron and super alloy and titanium. How much super alloy did I end up having? Quite a bit. Maybe we'll grab enough for 2. Let's grab some titanium and some iron. Alright, let's pull that out of there. Let's come across here and we'll shove that in there while that's full. Some titanium. Alright, let's shove that in there for now. Let's grab some more titanium and some more iron. We're going to need a door, at least one. So we need silicon. And then I think I'm just going to grab a bunch more iron so that we can put up some storage. I'm going to pack this into the vehicle so that we can carry more with us. Let's just shove all that in there. Now actually, did we not unlock a vehicle? Let me see. T1 equipment increase. Did we get that? Vehicle beacon. The lights. Speed increase. Okay, I don't know if we've got enough zeolite for all of that. Inventory increase. What do we currently have on it? How do we check? Where's our... Don't want to drive it. Okay, we've got the equipment increase. Let's see. It's not that one. Alright, we do have a fabric. So let's grab a super alloy. And a silicon. Which got here. Okay. Let's just quickly have a drink. Grab a super alloy. And find where I stashed my fabric. There's a fabric. We do have a few zeolites. Alright, so let's start off with this one. Inventory increase, so we'll grab that. Let's pop that in there. Okay, so, well, that gives us a fair bit more room in there. Alright, so we may as well, let's see, vehicle speed. So 2 zeolite and a rocket engine. Should be able to handle that. Because it is pretty slow. So let's do that one. Vehicle speed. Alright, pop that in there. What else can we get? Our lights, so that's a sulfur, cobalt, and looks like we are getting a super alloy storm. Maybe we should run around and grab some of that. Okay, let me pin that. So it's a cobalt, a silicon, and a sulfur. We've got to craft it first before we can equip it. So that's our lights. Let's pop that on. Wow, that's pretty intense, that meteor storm. And what else? Beacon. So I'm assuming that is going to let us find where our vehicle is. And what did it need? Let me pin it. An osmium and a super alloy. Okay. So there's a super alloy and an osmium. Let's quickly craft that up. And equip it. Okay. Alright. Should we run around and try and pick up some super alloy? I mean, it probably would make sense to. But what I'm going to do instead, we're going to grab... Alright, what do we got in here? Let's grab some iron. Maybe a couple of extra bits of silicon wouldn't go astray. Maybe we'll take a bit of cobalt. I don't know. Let's see. Take plenty of iron so that we can set up some storage. Alright, let's chuck this in the back. Alright, I guess we'll just grab one of everything. I don't know if we need aluminum for anything. Magnesium. Guess we'll grab a little bit of cobalt. We've got plenty of iron, so let's swing back around. Silicon. Cobalt. Alright, grab another titanium, silicon, magnesium. Alright, so this is full now. Let's just top up our oxygen. It's okay. We'll eat that. We've got 2 beans on us. It should be enough food. Let's just drink one of those. And I guess we'll take an extra silicon. Okay, so let's cruise off around this way. The turning is not great. And we do need to replace those flower spreaders with the tier 2s, and I'm going to get the rover stuck again, aren't I? Alright, it does seem to me that this lake has been getting bigger. Okay, we can clear some of these boulders a bit better. Whoops. Now we're going to flip back over. Alright. So can we drive across this? Guess not. But we can go through the water if we can get off the boulder. Alright. I think I'm going in the right direction. Yep. Okay, now we about here will do. Alright, so that is the top end of a waterfall. Let's just hop in here and top up our oxygen here. Let's just have a look and see if this has changed. Got trees popping up. I can't really see it, but at the bottom there is a pool of water forming there. So I'm thinking we'll build maybe... which side though? On this side or that side? I'm thinking we build it from that side over there. So, okay. To start off with, let's just pop a foundation here. Some temporary scaffolding and storage. Alright, shove everything in there. So, we want this big boy. So 3 iron. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And a couple of super alloys. Okay. Now, build it over the water. Yeah, I know they have added some arrows, but I don't really know what those arrows really point to. Let's have a look at that. Is that, alright. It's quite where I want it. Let's see if we can get it up a little bit higher. Alright, so I want a bit of space under there. And the reason I want a bit of space under there, let's just let's grab some stuff for a door. Let's grab that titanium. I think that's all we need for a door. Oops. Gonna get in there in time. Oh crap. Okay. Got enough for a stair. Alright. Let's use an oxygen. Okay. Let's pop in a stair. We'll connect it. There we go. Alright. So I guess let's take that down then, I suppose. Take all of that out. Take that down. Okay, so I don't know exactly how I'm going to organise this yet, but we are going to start with putting some storage in here. Okay, let's go iron in that one. Cobalt in that one. Magnesium. Alright, so the reason I want it above the water, it's not going to be super important right now, but later on when we get autocrafters, I want them to be able to craft using algae growers that are underneath. And if you've seen my first playthrough back in early access, I had a pretty fully automated, or almost fully automated factory that built just about everything. Mind you, there have been a lot of things that have been added to the game since. Let's just pop in a bunch of storage here. Fit one in there. Sort of can. Alright, well let's see how we go with this one. Cobalt. Nope. Magnesium. Nope. Silicon. Silicon can go in there. Let's sort that. Okay, titanium. Silicon. That one looks a bit wonky actually. See if we can line that up a bit better. Well, they all look a little bit wonky, but alright. I guess we'll go super alloy for now. Maybe we should have done the aluminum. in that one. Doesn't really matter. I will reorganize it later, but for now I just want to get materials over here. So then we can just go free for all in building. So let's get more storage up. Aluminum. Only got a couple on me there. Okay. So let's go iron in here. Cobalt. Silicon. Titanium. Maybe we should just bring the car a bit closer. Okay. That might be a bit better. Well, there's nothing left in there anyway, so I don't know what I'm doing. Alright. So let's cruise across here. Maybe we will bring an ore crusher over here. Let's grab that out. Alright. Pop this stuff in. So we've got well, no iron. Well, there's one iron. Okay, that can go in there. Magnesium, silicon, titanium. We will take the bauxite back to our current ore crusher. Alright. So let's grab the rest out of here. See if there was any more in this one. Leave anything in here. Still got a ton of stuff in here. Okay. Alrighty, so let's put the rest of the bauxite in here. Let's just do a sort. Iron there. Cobalt. Magnesium. Silicon. Titanium. Let's have a drink before we die of dehydration. Alright. That looks pretty cool. Alrighty. Let's just check if we've got any more bauxite. Yep. Alright, so we may as well transfer as much of this over there as we can. Whack that in there. Okay. Cobalt in here. Magnesium. Silicon. And rinse and repeat. So just another iron that time and a titanium there. Grab all that. Alright, I will leave those lockers there though. Alright. Let's shove this in here. Cobalt in here. So that's full. Okay. That's fine. Let's chuck up another one. Oops. Let's just sort that. Iron in there. Got magnesium. Titanium. Alright, let's cruise back. Yeah, can we actually access our inventory while we're in the vehicle? We can. Okay. Alright, so I think what we'll do, let's see if we can get in here. Oops. Alright, well, clearly I am not skilled at driving. Let's try that. Just trying to get as close to the ore crusher as I can. Just grab all of that. Okay. Chuck all that in there. Well, can only fit so much. Let's grab all of that out of there. Shove all that in there. Alright, so let's see what we've got here. Let's just take everything from there. Let's jam it in there. Alright, I'm not going to fill up the vehicle. Will top up my oxygen though. How are we doing? Not too bad on the screens there. Let's hop up here. Alright, well, may as well pick this stuff. Pop that in there. Our mushrooms and our eggplant are full. We'll keep the bean on us. Mushrooms in here. We'll use that for bioplastic later on. Alright, we've got plenty of eggplants, so maybe well, it'll be a while before we need the beans, I think. Okay. So maybe we'll eat one of those. Give us a full stomach. Let's drink one of them. We'll grab one in our inventory. Let's grab an oxygen canister. Okay. Let's hit the road. Well, hitting more than the road, but that's okay. Way, alright. Okay, so let's hop out here. Let's pick our algae, which hasn't really, looks like some of it hasn't regrown. We do have more here than, probably more here than we're going to be able to pick up. But that's okay. Grab as much of this as we can. Alright, that's a full inventory. Alright. Let's see if we can grab any more. I don't really need the algae at the base, but I was going to pick up these algae growers and move them. But we will need it later on. If we alright, well we got the autocrafter. That's good. But we have stuck the vehicle. There we go. Alright, so let's cruise along this way. I don't know if this water is going to rise anymore. Okay, so the problem is, alright, let's shove all of that in there. Okay, let's take that out again, pop it in. Alright. Okay, well now that we've got the autocrafters, we can actually start building a factory. But what do we need for the autocrafter? Let me see. Where is it? Osmium and super alloy rods. Well, okay, that should be easy enough. We want to go this way. I still haven't fully explored a lot of this map yet. So I don't know really. Wow, this stuff grows quick. Alright. Let's see. We should be able to deconstruct these anyway. Alright. Hopefully we didn't drop anything. Alright, this is much better with the speed upgrade, because it was a bit slow and it was seeming to be a lot quicker just to walk. But what I want to do is pop that underneath, or maybe, I mean, that covers a fairly big circle, doesn't it? So, I mean, maybe we'll expand the base out a bit further. I don't know if putting them too close together is going to sort of make them impede on each other. Guess we can always move them. Alright, that'll do for now. Let's top up our oxygen. Alright, so what we do want to do, osmium and rod. Okay. So, alright, let's quickly go across here, see if we've got more bauxite over here. And what we might do, some iron. Right, if we put a platform there. Alright. And we build an autocrafter there. And we can automate it much better later on. But to start with, we should probably put our ore crusher over there too. But if we get an autocrafter going over there for doing the super alloy, then I think that's going to speed things up a bit. Okay. Let's just go the rest of the way on foot. Let's just call the car back this way. There it is. Alright. Okay. So, let's pin that. Alright, so we need a super alloy rod. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And an aluminum. A couple of osmiums. Alright, I'm not going to worry about too much more. Let's just grab a quick drink first. Let's drink that. Let's hop in here. Actually, I wanted to do the ore crusher. Alright, instead of emptying this one out, we'll keep this one going. Let's just chuck some of this in here. Alright, so what do we need? We need 2 of them. Do need a uraninite. Let's grab one of them out. 2 cobalts. Couple of dolomites. Okay, that should be enough. How much power do we have? there. 243. What is that going to suck up? 125. 155. Alright. Alright, so we might pop up another one of these first. So we need another super alloy here. Some uranium rods, should have. Some water. And an explosive powder, which we think we've still got one or two up here. Okay, let's chuck down another nuclear plant here. Reactor there. We can fit it. Alright, so we should have enough power. Okay. Let's get back to our vehicle. Hop in it. Alright. So, of course I'm going to get stuck. Okay, you know what? Do I have anything in the back there? Do, but it's nothing that I need. Alright. Let's just cruise over there. If we build a vehicle bay over there, we can call it over anyway. It's a bit of a heavy downpour that we've got. We used up our super alloy, damn it. Oh no, wait. Let's pin that again. Alright, that's good. That's what we need. Okay. So, we will put an ore crusher. Yeah, let's see. If we put one of these we put it there, can we reach that? Yeah, we sort of can. Well, not without falling off though. Alright. Can we put it up on a platform? Okay, let's pop up another platform up here. Okay. Ore crusher. I mean, I think if we put it there, that should do the job. Need two of those. No, we don't. Alright, let's get this up. Okay. So this should actually take stuff automatically from here. So let's get this doing super alloy. So let's shove this stuff in here. Is that gonna reach? second drill. Looks like it does. All right. So let's take that out of there. Shove that in there. And when this produces aluminum and there's enough stuff, this should start actually making super alloy for us. It shows us here what it grabs, so it even gets the storage lockers that are inside. So let's just shove a bunch of crap in there. So it's not doing anything because it's waiting for the aluminum, but it will be able to access these. Well, there is aluminum there. Alright, so what's missing? Probably don't have any cobalt here, do we? Yeah, there's no cobalt here. Alright. It's not a problem though. Do have our algae going down here. Alrighty, so let's pin this one again. So we do need 2 super alloys. Let's cruise back to the base, to the old base. Actually, did we have super alloy in here? We did put up a locker for it. Aluminum. Super alloy 1, 2. Okay. Cobalt there. Let's grab 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Alright, now we're going to be able to center this without doing some shenanigans. Nope. Alright. Let's get a titanium and a cobalt. Cobalt, the titanium, not all of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. What I'm going to do, we will lose this. Put that up there. Now, if I put this up here, we should be able to see. Way around that is. Is that right? Let's have a look. See if we got it. No, we didn't. Alright. And of course we can't reach it to get rid of it. Alright. Let's have a drink, something to eat. Let's try this again. Let's grab another one. And another one. Alright. One there. One there. Now. Let's see if we got it that time. Perfect. Okay. Alright, so what do we need for these indoor stairs? So they didn't have these interior stairs when I did my early access playthrough. What do we need? 2 iron. Let's pin it. 2 iron. Aluminum. Titanium. Don't know why it's like split them up. It's a bit confusing, but okay. How much space is this going to take up? Like, was that a whole section? Right, that's how it works. Okay. Let's try that again. Let's give it a flip. Alright. I mean, that could do the job. Alright, let's get an iron, titanium, and a cobalt. Probably need 2 to be honest. We'll see. It's not the way I want it. Let's try that again. Let's give it 1 flip on the mouse wheel. There we go. Okay, that works. All right, so let's cruise over here and see if this is doing anything. Let's just grab everything out of there. All right, so I don't know if we're gonna get cobalt over here. Take all of that. Let's pop all of that in there. I mean, this will be easily doable once we get drones. Let's just grab a bunch of cobalt there. Shovel that in there and this autocrafter should start going off. Have a look. Yep. Okay. Well, that takes the hassle out of making, it takes a bit of the hassle out of making super alloy. So let's shove that in there. All right, let's cruise back to the old base. So I think what I'll do is I'll put the storage up on the second level. Then we can put autocrafters kind of on the bottom level. They'll be able to access the storage above it and the algae below it. So we'll cruise up here. We'll have a look at our screens and see how we're doing. Have a look at what we need to unlock the drones, because that should probably be our next target. Get things automated. Once we have things automated, then we don't really have to worry too much about resources. Or at least not the basic ones. Squash is now full. Eggplants are full. Mushrooms are full. I think we'll eat that one. That's fine. Pop out here and have a drink. Okay, let's see. So we're 14% the way past trees to insects. We have not planted any trees yet. Let's have a look. So there's the autocrafter. Now we did unlock something else too. Air filter. Reduces our oxygen consumption, but I don't think we have any more fabric. To be honest, let's have a look. I don't think I had any stashed up here. Oh, we do have one. Alright, so let's pin that. So we need bioplastic. We need a super alloy. We need an osmium. Oh, we need the methane. Okay, we haven't built our gas extractors yet. Let's have a quick look then. Tree spreaders. Where are the drones? 45 GTI. Alright, so we've got a little way to go to get our drones. But anyway, at least we have got a start of a base going. We've got a little bit of production happening. But that is going to do it for this episode. If you did enjoy this video, please leave me a like or a comment down below. If you'd like to see more, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.